Alright, what's going on, guys? Y'all probably wondering why I'm shirtless. I'm outside, about to go run 2 miles. But anyways, today, or actually this week, it's been a pretty rough week. But I started off Monday. We had no trades in. Even if I wanted to take a trade, I couldn't. Top Step was down and no one could log in, but I still stayed on the market just to see if there would be anything to take. See if I could take a projection play. Nothing was there. Tuesday, I believe I took a dumb loss. Wednesday was decent loss, and then Thursday would have been a break even if I had enough capital. That was like my last trading day. Like if I lost that day, I would have like blown the account. And I blew my evaluation account, which, you know, if I had enough capital, that trade that I took would have been a break even. But I mean, that's how trading is. And then today, I'm not gonna lie, I took a kind of dumb trade. We were at all-time highs. And the short looked good, and if honestly the inversion was like a little bit better, and more clean and had better displacement, then it would have been a solid trade. But I learned something from that trade. We took a while. We were kind of already in it for like 8 minutes, which I was trying to take a 4-minute inversion, but didn't play out. But we'll get into the trades right now. All right, what's going on, guys? It is currently Saturday, October 25th. Well, technically, it was just the 24th, but it's past 12 right now. It's 1 in the morning. It's actually, you can see right here, it's 12:59. I am tired. I would have recorded this a lot earlier, but I had work, and then I was out, and now I am home, and I'm gonna record this. I was gonna do it tomorrow in the morning. I gotta go run, and then I'm gonna be here at my house watching fights. So we got UFC 321, Aspinall versus Gane. My Derator pick was completely wrong. He got clapped, sadly, but hopefully Aspinall can get it done. Who knows? Whatever. Not really focused on that right now. Oh man, my tooth. I think my wisdom teeth's coming out. Anyways, relevant stuff doesn't matter. This week we got clapped badly. 4 losing trades. That is terrible. But we're gonna go through the things. Let me know what y'all think in the comment sections. Things y'all think I need to improve on. I know the things I need to improve on, but if y'all wouldn't have any other suggestions, cool. I'm always looking for feedback. Even though probably like 2 or 3 people watch these videos, it's okay. We're gonna keep growing the audience eventually, and we'll see. But anyways, going into Monday, Top Set was down. We had no trades, so no trades were taken on Monday. So I was just like, all right, even though I can't trade, I can't log in, I'm gonna stay on TradingView. I'm gonna like potentially put a projection, see if there's even anything to take. I didn't even like anything. I just kept going straight up and up and up. No good retracements for us to keep taking longs, and yeah. I didn't like, even if I wanted to trade Monday, I wouldn't have taken anything. Like I said in the first clip when I went to go run in the morning. Anyways, yeah, that's that. Going into Tuesday, I believe we had, what did we have? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. We had a continuation. I believe we dipped into this 15 and this 1 hour, 4 hour. Hold on, 1 sec. I have it on my notes. I don't feel like doing it like this. Okay. Yeah, we had a 4 hour. We had a 5 minute. Sorry, guys. I took the continuation off of a 5 minute right here. I believe we had a 1 minute inversion. Yeah. Sorry, there was a 4 hour with a 1 hour. Sorry, I have my notes right here written down with everything. I'm getting confused. My bad, guys. It's been a long day. 5, and then I believe we had a 3 minute inversion on this leg. So we had that. Was gonna break even at the swing high. The thing with this is, we already took these highs out, so we already have an opposing SMT. So honestly, even if I'm gonna enter into this trade, I need to break even if one of the other pairs takes out the high that I intend to. So ES took it out. I could have just went break even, and you know, just went break even. Even if I'm like almost better safe than sorry. If the trade is that bullish and we want to go up and hit objectives, then we want to hit objectives. I believe originally I was targeting an hour fair value gap around that level, but that was that. We ended up going lower, then going to my intended level. I believe on ES we tapped a 15. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we did, and then we continued. But on this we didn't have anything, so probably best to stay off. Price action hasn't been 100% the best, but it's given opportunities, and that's never an excuse. If price action isn't the best for your strategy, for some people this might be like A plus price action. Like for me, it's not the best, so it's really up to you, and it's up to your strategy. If you know, does everything align? Is everything good? You know, you can't really blame. Oh, price action was bad today. Well, you should have been able to read price action. You shouldn't have taken booty ass trade. You know what I mean? So that's that. Let me go do this real quick. On this day, I was pretty bullish just because, I mean, we're close to all-time highs. We have other objectives, you know, higher, higher, and higher. As soon as the market opened, we took out these lows. We had a 4-hour, 1-hour immediate low. And we also had a SMT right here. Y'all can clearly see this fat SMT we had at the time. Obviously, we later got invalidated. But originally, I was like very bullish. We had this 5-minute condition, looked really good. And a lot of times when we inverse these, it literally tends to not matter just because overall, what is the draw? The draw is higher, so I wasn't planning to take shorts. We inverse this 5, and I got break even on this trade, so I was happy with it. We inverse a 3, I believe, on this trade. We indeed got a 1 minute. That's what it was. Sorry, I'm going back to the notes. We had a 1 minute inversion on this. I broke even at a 3 minute. Got stopped out instantly. I was like, all right, cool. We gonna wait. This was a solid trade, I believe. We had we tapped into a 4, and then the lowest we got to was a 15. Sorry, guys. 15. And then, yeah, we had a 1 minute inversion out of it. Couldn't hit the break even point, so we got stopped out. Took the trade like around right here. Got stopped out around that level. Boom, got clapped. Went higher, rebalanced, and well, obviously I wasn't planning to take a long trade. Back then I would have been like, oh, let's aim for this. Stupid. But anyways, I forgot why I traded right here. I don't know. Originally I think it was like around right here. Nothing crazy. But that's that. I got stopped out on the day. This Wednesday honestly was the only day where I was like, all right, that was kind of reasonable, like loss. Yeah, basically. And then Thursday we had this 4-hour whole imbalance, and you're probably wondering, why are you shorting? Why are you shorting? I was just wanting to take a rebalance play. Honestly, I shouldn't even taken a short, but it wasn't too bad of a short, honestly. We hadn't taken out, like, we hadn't inversed the 4 hours, so I was like, all right, honestly, if we were gonna like be like this, like bullish, we were gonna just keep pumping. So I expected to have a retracement. That's exactly what we did. We had a retracement. I believe we had a, what was it again? We had a we had a 1 minute inversion, and then this was the last day on the evaluation. So like, you know, I wanted to risk more, but this is the max that let me until I just lost the account, and there's no point on risking like a very little amount, just to make a little bit back. And then eventually, if I even if I wanted to get this account back to break even, you know, I honestly would have just rather, just because I'm one losing day away, I'd rather just lose this account or just honest and then just restart on a brand new account. Because let's say even if I get this back up to break even, imagine if like start with a brand new account from break even, and then I get that account up all the way back to 2,000, or get that account up 2,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a longer process, and just um, I just my goal with this next evaluation is just take way better trades. Friday, I which is technically yesterday, which is today. You know what I mean? It's past 12, whatever. But anyways, yeah, Friday I traded the new eval. But anyways, this day, yeah, I took that. I got stopped out, and then originally I believe it hit my break even point where I would have break even. I would have broke even on this trade, and then potentially we could have taken like a long off this 5-minute right here, or a 5-minute right here. Could have gotten a loss right there, or tapped into this 5. I believe we made a 15 later on after this candle closed. Tapped even lower. We had an inversion out of this. Some people believe took that long back to these intended highs right here. This would have been a good target 15 intermediate high. But, hindsight warrior over here, just saying the things that we could have taken. But, just things that, need to work on. Just only taking clean inversions, having the right stop, fitting the buys, having the narrative. Just trading's complicated, but not. We just overcomplicate it by just overthinking it, and just, sorry about the mess. This is just like all the levels that I marked out. None of these levels got hit. We had CPI, I believe that's what it was, and then we were just looking to take trades off of this. After we took CPI out, I was honestly just looking to take a quick rebalance short. You're like, oh, why are you taking shorts? Why are you taking shorts? I'm taking shorts because whenever we have clean displacement down, we're gonna at least rebalance, at least to this like range. You're probably wondering, why aren't you at least just targeting this right here or this right there? The reason is, after a certain point, I go break even. So either I make this amount of money, or just don't. You know what I'm saying? Because even if I target like this is less to a 1-to-1. It's not even worth it. So I'm just like, all right, either I hit break even, or I just hit for a 1-to-1, and we just keep having a like. And honestly, I could have like targeted these like data lows, just because data lows is a very strong draw. The reason this trade wasn't a good trade is because, yes, we did have an inversion, but it was a sloppy one. I didn't even realize like this is rookie mistake. First of all, we already tapped into it once, tapped into it twice, then tapped into it a third time. So that in itself is kind of just indicating like this is taking a while. And yes, we inversed it, but it was like the sloppiest inverse. It barely just like, it took 12 minutes, and then it barely just boom tapped it, and just kind of, if you switch, because we're on an MNQ, as you can see. If you go to NQ, I believe we didn't even inverse it fully, so it was just like, man, and then you're probably wondering, oh yeah, you're probably wondering like, oh, so you got stopped out right here. No, I noticed all this, like everything like playing out, and instead of just waiting for me to get stopped out, because sometimes I would do that after realizing like, oh, this is a bad trade, but just whatever, I'm gonna get stopped out. No, as soon as I realized it, I got out, I believe around like right around this level, and I only lost 100. So I'm down 100 on the new account. It's all good. Just gotta recognize it, and hopefully next week we'll have a good week. And just my goal is just to take good setups and just not be stupid, In hindsight, this trade looked good, but it just didn't really make sense when you really think about it. Just because this inversion isn't like a clean inversion. Maybe if it just tapped it once, or just kind of in it, and it had, the body was in here, and then the second candle finally like closed like fully, like a good strong close. But realistically, if we're shorting this type of level, I'd be more comfortable if it just does it during this candle. Boom, just has it, and then just closes it right here, But and later on, I think I got off around like 11:30. I was really looking for a continuation off the 5-minute. There probably was one later on, but honestly, I was just off by then. And I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to like force a trade. I already lost $100 on the new account, so I don't want to just get overly emotional and just try to find something that isn't there to be found. You know what I mean? That's the thing. A lot of times that's messed me up in the past, taking a trade that was like, man, like that was a bad trade. Like I'm over here thinking in my head, that's a bad trade. Why did I take that? Man, I need to find a good trade. I try to find a good trade. and it messes me up even more because you're trying so hard instead of it just falling on your lap and you looking at something that's stupidly clear. You know, you just take something dumb thinking you're taking something good. You know what I mean? Like, instead of just waiting, looking at the market, like, all right, everything aligns, all the confluences are there, the narrative is there. You know, instead you're just like, trying to find something. Originally, like, things were building up. We had 5 minute conditions, but then I was just staying on them for a while, just like waiting for something to happen, like trying to like. I think at one point I was trying to take a short. We had a 5 minute, and then I was trying to take an inversion, and then it kind of kept digging into it. And I was still looking for immersion. I was like, at this point, I'm just forcing it, so I'm just gonna get off. Or no, I got off later on. I saw this, and then we had more 5 minute conditions to the upside. So I was just like, you know what? I got off around this time. But yeah, we ended up tapping into this 5 minute. We probably had like a 30-second inversion out of it, but I'm not even tripping. It's just, I'd rather just get off and just wait for Monday. But that's that. Um, we went through it a little fast. I'm just honestly trying to go to bed. But I honestly went through the whole rundown, and I know a lot of y'all have very short attention spans, so I just get to the point. And if y'all want to go along with me, y'all can. That's what I usually do. I usually, have my chart up, and if there's a YouTuber, like a mentor that I've like learned from in the past, or still watched videos here and there, just to, you know, revalue myself, rethink, see, another person's perspective. And that's what I do. If y'all want to follow along with me, that's great. If y'all don't, cool. Y'all can just watch my videos and just hit that like button and just, keep continuing y'all's journey too, as I do myself. It's a journey, all right, but it's going to be worth it. I'll see y'all later.